It's that time. Welcome to Roadmap, how to take 3 listings a week until you're ready for more. Each week, we interview a great agent consistently taking several listings, and this is the COVID-19 report for the last week of March, going into April. But first, let me introduce my co-host from San Diego, Carly Hathaway. That's carlyhathaway.com. Hi, Carly. How is the real estate business?
Hi, Ran. Hi, everybody. Coming to you live from Quarantine, California. And it is great. More time to prospect and more people are answering the phone. So work as usual.
That's it. All right, we're going to move fast. We've got a lot of information today. Hang tight, folks. We got a lot to cover. First, we're going to go live right now to Miami Beach.
Woo!
All righty, Miami Beach. Welcome.
Too,
Welcome, Jackie Kravitz from Miami Beach. And Jackie is a real estate agent in the state of Florida, has been in the real estate industry for a long time, studying this and making a lot of observations. And we wanted to find out, she's been making phone calls to expireds and FSBOs over the weekend, March 21st to be exact. She was calling on that Saturday and found some very interesting things, didn't you, Jackie? Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Ren. It's great to be here. So yeah, actually, you probably know, because you may be hearing this too. I've been hearing a lot of real estate agents saying, who would ever list a property right now? Nothing is selling. A lot of conversations and messages on Facebook. Agents are really nervous about the thought that nobody's buying and selling. So Saturday morning, I get on the phone. I'm like, okay, I'm going to call FSBOs and expireds because I absolutely love them. And let's see what kind of response I get. And what I found was that nothing has changed. I heard the exact same objections that I've been hearing my entire real estate career. The FSBOs were saying, I just started. I just put it as a FSBO 2 or 3 days ago, so I want to give it some time. And I don't want to pay a commission. I've sold a few properties on my own before, so I think I can do it. And expired, the same thing. I'm going to wait. I'm going to take it off the market. There was no conversation about, oh my gosh, the coronavirus. What do I do? None of that. It was the exact same objections.
I know. And you're in a hot zone. You're in a hot zone and everything's shut down.
Absolutely.
And as agents, we can work virtually.
Ren, the beaches are closed. The businesses are closed. I mean, Miami is like a lot of cities in this country right now at a standstill.
Yeah, and the good news is for realtors, working from home is not a new concept.
Absolutely. And Zoom, this platform right here that we're using, absolutely make business being done. Saturday morning, I went multiple listings it out. Monday, March 16th, and Saturday was early in the morning when I was in the MLS, 9 a.m. There were 700 properties that went under contract in a 5-day period here in Miami while all the businesses are closed.
Wow, that's amazing. 700. And the good news is we can call them on the phone. We can meet with them virtually. We can sign contracts virtually. We can show property virtually. We can list property virtually. We can do 97% of what we normally do.
Absolutely.
And they can say, as a seller, I can say, let me walk you through the house. And they can take their laptop and walk you through the house, show you everything in the house. A buyer can go by and walk around the outside and get familiar with, is this a neighborhood I want? Is this the layout I want? And look at the pictures on the outside, put a little clause in the contract to inspect it on the inside before closing.
Absolutely.
That all works.
In that same period of time, from Monday, March 16th through Friday, March 20th, over 1,000 residential properties were listed for sale in the South Florida MLS that I access in Miami. So people are listing, there are agents that are listing properties, and there are buyers that are buying. And, we're taking things one day at a time. Next week might be better. And yet right now, there is no reason why, unless you're in New York, right? We were talking about New York earlier, because even though they're not supposed to be, they can still call FSBOs, they can call FSBOs, they can call neighborhoods and offer information and ask questions. Everywhere else, there's a lot of business going on. So
right, realtors, all realtors, I mean, the message was work from home. A lot of realtors heard that wrong. They heard don't work, sit at home, work from home.
What else too?
This is not Thanksgiving. This is not Christmas. This is the spring market.
Yeah, here's the other thing that I was thinking about. There has never been, I mean, obviously, you know, I got a picture here of a glass being filled with water. We got to look at this as the glass is half full, because, and with that, honestly, there's never been a better time to prospect. Why? Because I'm stuck at home and everybody else is stuck at home. So, and you know what? People want to have a conversation. You call and you know how to speak with them and you sound like a professional. I didn't have anybody saying, why are you calling me? You know, like.
No, they want a word of encouragement from anybody that's encouraging.
Absolutely. In fact, what I found also is that a lot of these FSBOs and expireds, the objections were the same. They were a lot more open to anything I had to say. They're looking for some hope, someone that is confident, that can tell them, that can help them. They are so much more open.
I wish I was listing and selling property. I'd take this as a challenge.
Right.
Kind of like a game. We can have some fun, and it could make life very exciting. I can. Jackie, there's a large coaching company.
Yes.
We don't promote any one coaching company on it. There's one of the largest coaching companies has a listing contest going on right now. A listing contest.
Absolutely.
Most of the coaching companies, and there are several, you know, most people know the Mike Ferry organization, Tom Ferry, MAPS Coaching, Brian Buffini. Most of them are saying double down in your conversations. Work from home, double down, double down, double down.
Exactly. So, Ren, there's never been a better time.
I know, because your peers in the spring market are going to sit on their hands.
Well, you know what? That needs to change immediately, because Saturday, I got a sense that I was the only one calling FSBOs and expireds. South Florida, the Miami MLS is the largest in the United States. I mean, when back a month, 2-3 months, years ago, you call FSBO and expired, and within the first hour between 8 and 9 a.m., they're already getting 100 calls. Well, guess what? Very few are calling right now.
Well, very few on the roads and very few on the phones.
Yeah. Guess what, Ren? The ones that are going to be calling and making the money are the ones that are using your service, because you're providing the best information out there. So take advantage.
We have the best work at home business.
There you go. It's time to speed up, not slow down. 100%.
That's it. So I want to wish you an early Merry Christmas, because it sounds like abundance is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Same
thank
to
you. Thank you, Jackie Kravitz. Appreciate your wisdom.
Pleasure.
And everybody, take some advice. It's easier than you know. Stay safe. Work hard. Have an exciting spring.
Thank you, Ren.
Thanks, Jackie. So we're going to continue our COVID-19 update. We're going to go now to St. George, Utah, and talk to John and Chase Ames. Welcome, folks.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Glad you're here. Carly and I wanted to learn what you're experiencing this week. We're knee deep in this, and Utah has a lot of cases. So, what say you? People buying and selling right now? Or are you just booking forward? Or are you doing both?
Well, you're really fortunate, because in terms of tracking our numbers, this right here is the all-seeing brain of statistics, particularly in our St. George market. So Chase, to help everybody out, why don't you contrast like the last 2 or 3 or 4 weeks versus like this week, and what did you see in terms of our numbers, in terms of the county, MLS, transactions? Give them a quick snapshot.
Okay, so last week there were 118 new pendings in our marketplace, which is right kind of where we should be every time of year during this time. Our spring market last year was tracking right about where we are right now, so things are great. Last couple of weeks before that have been just about the same, and we currently have 54 properties under contract with accepted offers. So properties are still moving, buyers are still putting offers in, and homes are selling.
Great. So here we are in late March, and coming on to April. What are the conversations like with expireds, for sale by owners, your database, things like that? What are those conversations like?
If I could, Ren, let me make a comment relative to the numbers because it's important. So last week there were 118 new listings, right? In the last 7 days?
New pendings, new accepted offers.
Okay. And how many new listings came on the last week?
I think 105.
105. And then how many listings?
Last week?
Last week, yep.
How many new listings did you and I take in like the last 7 days? You took 10, right? Or 9?
I've taken 11 this month.
Okay.
And I took 4 last week.
And I took 2 last week, and I took 2 the week before that. So you can see, relative to the numbers on a weekly basis, we got our orders in the water, and we're pulling. Right?
It's you're blowing it up. A lot of people watching are like, I want to do what they're doing. I want to go crazy like they are.
Right.
But people are saying, are things selling? And you use the statistics to make the observation. But is there anything else in the conversations? They're like, they're wanting to express a lot of empathy and concern and helpfulness, come in contribution, but they also want to list property, sell property, show property.
Right.
Can you give them some guidance? They're in Atlanta, Georgia. They're in, some of them are in real hot spots, and that's a little trickier. But for mid-range, like you are, what's your advice?
Okay, just keep doing what you do. Keep hitting the phones. The most common, I wouldn't necessarily call it an objection, but the most common question we're getting right now is, oh, our home's actually selling, or, oh, how's the real estate market? Know your numbers. It makes things so much easier, and you can take a big part of the emotion out of it, which it is emotional. There's a lot of craziness going on, and it does hurt. But when you can make it kind of more of a logical decision and put some numbers and facts and figures at it, it makes it so much easier, and it makes it a lot easier even to move forward to get a listing, because homes really are selling, and it's had surprisingly little impact on the real estate market here.
Okay. So have your phone calls changed as far as your objections? Like, are people pushing back? Like, why are you reaching out to me? We're in a crisis. Or do those phone calls look the same?
Well, the market hasn't changed in terms of a seller, because if they were a real seller a week or a month ago, they're certainly still a real seller now. So their reason for moving hasn't changed, which means they still have the same motivation, or more importantly, the ones that are on the market right now, or they're coming on a listing, they're even more motivated right now, because their question is probably, will my house sell if I list it right now? Well, of course it will. So
I know you've got realtors curling into a little ball, and this seller who just expired or is a FSBO is like, I got to get this done. And the agents are all curling up in little balls, and they're like,
But your guys' numbers are on track, it sounds like. So you took 3 listings last week. You took 5. Are you going to their houses and doing real listing presentations? Or are you doing it like via Zoom, Skype?
We're doing a bit of both. So we're still going in front of them. We are trying to do a bit of social distancing where we're not actually shaking hands, kind of bumping elbows, doing that thing right now. But for the most part, we can still go over, because we're not in a lockdown or quarantine situation here yet. And most people, it's not a problem. We have had some people who prefer to do FaceTime walkthroughs right now for listing presentations, and that's been fantastic. We just have to adapt and keep moving forward, because those who want to sell, they will do it. And same thing goes for buyers too. There are still buyers. They're still putting offers in, and they're making things happen. And it's really just the low producing agents or weak mindset agents who are saying, oh, things aren't going to sell right now. Either they tell that to themselves, or they tell that to their clients and their sellers, and thinking, oh, the reason your home wasn't selling is because the market is dead. The market is not dead. It is moving.
Yeah.
So don't.
The only big difference is you don't have to do open houses, which we hate anyways, right?
Right.
Win-win.
Exactly. And in terms of an agent right now, an agent might say, well, I'm not getting as many calls to pick up right now because people are quarantined and so forth. Well, that's really simple. That means you got to make more phone calls today. That means you may have to come in this evening and dial from 5 to 7, as well as your normal dials before 5 or 6 o'clock, right? It's that simple. As well, the greatest thing you can do right now, and I'm gonna paint a picture for you mentally. I want everybody to think about going fishing, right?
Okay.
And maybe you're out at the end of a dock at a big marina, and you see these guys coming in with a few fish here and a few fish there. And then Chase, the great fisherman, comes in every single day, 4 o'clock in the afternoon to the dock, and Chase has these mammoth yellowtail tuna, right? Chase Ames does it every day. Well, so now I'm going to make you a fisherman, okay? You can throw your hook in the water as an agent after expireds and FSBOs and those people right now, and think of a picture now with 60 or 100 fishermen elbow to elbow with their hands on their rods circling a one little pond trying to catch a fish out of it, right? But Chase doesn't fish in the main hole with the other 60 elbow fishermen. Chase has found a hole that has only 1 or 2 other people in the same hole. Those are called your past clients in Sphere. If you'll make calls to your past clients in Sphere right now, there's only probably a handful of other agents that know them or even actively trying to call them, but they're friends of yours. You did a good job for them in the last transaction. They think of you as a realtor. You should be calling them right now. The very first question you ask them, Chase, is out of concern, what do you ask?
How they've been impacted by the coronavirus.
Are they safe?
Are they safe? Is everything okay? Is there anything we can do to help in regards to what's going on right now?
Exactly. Because our team and our families have taken on some personal projects to help people right now. Mm-hmm. As well, in the course of that conversation, the question may come up about real estate. Okay, you're not calling them about real estate. You're actually calling them to check on, are they safe? Is their family safe? Which they will appreciate with you as a friend and as their realtor. If a question comes up about real estate, all the better. You're taking care of your business responsibility to them as well as your personal responsibility. And those people, 99% of the time, are they happy or sad that you're speaking with them, Ren?
Well, 99% of the time, especially if your approach is, I'm calling to check on you. That is, and to be helpful, 99.99999% of the time, they're going to love it. So if I'm hearing you correctly, the people that have a home for sale now, what a big dose of common sense. If they're an expired or for FSBO right now, they want to sell right now. So it's not a question. Number 2, if you're calling your database and you're coming in and how can we help you, or are you okay? They're going to love you. And what a great day to have.
Yeah. Right. And they're happy. Your clients are usually happy. Hey, Ren, thanks for calling.
Yeah.
Ren, is your family okay? Is everybody okay with you in your office? Everybody okay? That's the kind of phone call you have, right? So everything that we're doing, Ren, to your point, goes back to all of our core faith, all of our core training, all of our core events with Mike Ferry. Follow the Mike Ferry process, which means do your job and trust the process.
And keep your emotions between the lines, if I remember.
Exactly. So right now, the important things, the core basics again, right? You should have your schedule. Your schedule may be modified right now, but you should have a schedule that you're working to right now. Number 2 is you should still have a daily target as to how many appointments you're going to set and contracts you're going to write. Not calls, appointments, or contracts. Different, right?
Perfect. Well, this is working well.
Yeah. And I'm betting those, phone calls to your personal sphere are good for you and your mindset as well, right? Because you're coming from a place of service, so that makes you feel good for your next phone calls.
Right.
Well, you're going to have an amazing spring, you're already having an amazing spring, and we've just gotten started in the first few weeks of spring.
So the phone call to your past clients is going to be like this, Ren. So you're the past client, okay?
Yeah.
Ring, Ren.
Hello.
Hi, Ren. This is John Ames, your realtor. How are you?
Oh, John. Hi. Yes. Good.
Are you and your family safe and okay?
Yeah, we are. We're one of the lucky ones, John.
Good. Glad to hear that. Oh, by the way, do you guys need any toilet paper?
Do you have any hand sanitizer? We've been using Tito's vodka.
So that's a great laugh, just like that. You ask me toilet paper, or they just laugh their head off, right?
I love that.
I love
That's
it.
great.
I love it.
And you lighten the mood a little bit. I love it.
Exactly.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. There's your funny to crack the woe is me right now, and to start off on a good conversation with them, right?
Yeah, get a smile for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because we need to break up the monotony, especially as more and more people start getting quarantined. I've been quarantined for about a little over a week now, and it gets real tedious, you know?
Right. So let me ask you another question, okay? So if you're a normal realtor, right now you're glued to what? 7 to 9 hours a day. What are you glued to right now as most agents?
As good agents or not good agents?
That's what you should be glued to.
Right.
Oh, the news, huh?
News.
Yeah.
Agents and even people who are on this call right now with us, you know that we're spending way too much time listening to the news, where you're going to hear the same thing over and over and over, and it's all woe is me, you know, end is near, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Turn that crap off.
And end is near has been gone. They've been
right.
Yeah.
What
saying
would
that
Mike
for
Ferry say? No
decades.
news.
John, were you selling real estate September 11th that week?
I was.
And, you know, it's kind of, that time is kind of like this time where several weeks went by and then boom, everybody went out and bought and sold.
I apologize. September 11th, I was not. I was thinking of 2002. On September 11th, I was in the 34th floor of one of our office buildings in downtown Chicago, across from the Sears Tower, when one of the people in our office came in and said, board members, you should probably turn on the TV right now. And we turned it on, and we saw the second plane impact. And about 2 minutes later, on the downtown broadcast system for Chicago, they said, everyone evacuate downtown Chicago and get on trains to safety. Right? Okay. So in most places where everybody is here, you don't have to jump on a plane or a train or to try and get away, right? It's quarantine your house, go about your business, right? So in terms of 2002, the whole world shut down effectively in 2008. So don't let the world shut down for you guys. It's business as normal.
And working from home is not a new concept for realtors.
No. And everybody's at home. They want to take your call because they're going crazy from watching the news so much. And
I mean, any positive voice that is helpful, that can give them a perspective. And a lot of times, if you say, you know, there's a lot of confusing information out there about real estate because it comes from a national level. What can I tell you about, you know, our community relative to real estate? I'd be happy to share with you what we know. And then they're like, great.
So a couple really short tips. Number one, if you have listings, get a hold of your clients and say, Mr. Seller, would you like us to limit the amount of time in terms of days or hours that people are coming into the house so we can help minimize contamination if that's a concern for you? Number two is, would you like to have some gloves that people put on when they come through your house, disposable gloves, because we'll help you with getting those. Number three is, do you want us to change comments on the MLS to say that you are having your house open on these days for showings? Just some things that help your client in that regard.
Make them feel more comfortable.
Yeah, and those buyers don't want to touch a thing in the house anyway.
No,
leave the lights on. Don't touch the light switches.
As well, another idea for you. You meet your client at the house, right?
Yeah.
You say, Mr. Client, you stay in your car. You give an iPad to them. You do a FaceTime call off your phone to your iPad. They're in their car watching on their iPad, and you're going through the house doing a FaceTime walk around, answering specific questions and showing them the house on your phone. Then, if they want to, they can put on a mask and or gloves and come in the house. But that's another option, right?
Yeah.
Okay, for the buyer.
We have to get creative because
Exactly.
there may be a few more weeks.
Exactly.
But your guys' business hasn't slowed down at all, which is just amazing.
I mean, we've had a handful of deals fall apart, but
it's the Ames team. It's never going to slow down. That's why I called them.
No,
we just
they don't let anything get in the way.
We'd be lying to you if we said that we haven't felt an impact. Of course there is, right?
Yeah.
Just work through it. Through it.
Yeah.
So, and you're still calling expireds. Has your expired script changed, or you're keeping it Mike Ferry script? You're good. Nothing changed.
We stick with the script. We're getting new objections that we never had up until 30 days ago, but they're simple to handle if you know your numbers.
Okay. So know your numbers. Yeah. Okay.
Good. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for letting us reach out. Maybe we check back with you in about 3 weeks and see how this is progressing. And at that point, hopefully it'll be curving and working its way back,
of course,
out into the sunshine again.
Ren Jones, Vulcan, and Mike Ferry are always welcome with the Ames team.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, you guys. We really appreciate it. Have a great day. Have a great week.
Thanks, everybody.
Calls if you need toilet paper.
See you guys next week.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Thanks, everybody. I want to remind everybody that we're simulcasting the show on the private Lead Gen Facebook group, and I want to thank them for carrying us. If you're interested in the Lead Gen Facebook group, they are at facebook.com/groups/got-objections. If you're watching on Facebook and you're not yet involved with Vulcan7, make sure to sign up at Vulcan7.com/leadgen for a special deal. And finally, when times are trying and tough and you've reached out to your database and you've called expireds and for sale owners because they need some help now, they're raising their hand. We want to sell now. And then you go to the freezer and you get delicious Grater's mint chocolate chip. This is the one for listings. If you're taking listings, this is the one that works. If you're working with buyers, that's rocky road. But mint chocolate chip from Grater's. Go to graters.com to find a store near you. Anyway, and I forgot, if the listing's slow to sell, but it won't be right now, things are flying off the shelf. There's not enough inventory and they're giving mortgages away. So list property, folks. Don't let the other virus get you. The other virus is the anxiety mind. Don't let it get you. See you next week.